Oh dear. Hold on a second, guys. We appear to have a problem with the camera. Where's the camera? Well, anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. This is Tbone here, logging in for another live stream for the 11th of August, 2023. It's good to be back. I'm broadcasting live from TIG Studios in Birmingham. It's just after 7:30. We have our Fix-It mug of tea ready to go. It's been a beautiful day with about the weather sort of coming up to 22 degrees. A few clouds, but generally speaking, quite sunny. But clearly we do need to fix the camera. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just try and get that sorted out, and then I shall be back with you very shortly. There's always something. Right, chaps, I have no idea why the camera isn't working, but I think we're going to carry on anyway, because otherwise I'm going to have to restart the stream, probably spend another 20 minutes trying to work out what the hell's going on, and I'm not really willing to do that. So I think the best thing to do is fade the music out, bring the game sound in, and let's crack on, shall we? So here we are in Satisfactory. So last time we started building a major power plant. So huge. So the plan is to get 1.8 gigawatts of power, which is huge, absolutely huge, massive. Yeah, I know. Hello, Rod. I know there's no cam. I have no idea why. I've tried restarting Broadcaster. I've tried NVIDIA Broadcaster. I've tried restarting the camera. It's just not having it. So we've really got two options. I mean, I can carry on like this, or I can actually restart the stream. I think at this rate, I think I'm just ready to go carry on at this point. But in the meantime, we do have a little bit of news. Let me just try this. I wonder whether that will work. So Josh recently has subscribed to the channel, so thank you for joining us, Josh. That's great. So it's lovely to see that we've got new people coming in, and that's wonderful. But yeah, I have no idea why the camera isn't working. I can try and fiddle around with it a little bit more. I can try and finagle it to work, but it does seem so. The alerts are working, everything else is working. I just can't seem to get the video capture. I have no idea why. Right, okay, properties. Right, let's try 360 link. Hang on. Let's go straight from the webcam. Okay, 360 link, activate. And nothing. I'm just going to carry on. I have no idea why that's happening. So anyway, we are halfway through this project. We have 12 coal power generators. We are going to double this to 24. You heard me right. 24. So, huge project. If I sound a little bit deeper today, I don't mind. Sometimes this happens to my voice, and quite frankly, I quite like it. So yeah, we're all set. I've got a nice mug of tea right next to me in a fix-it mug. You'll have to trust me. I know you can't see it, but otherwise, what else have we done? We have. Oh, hold on. Is it here? No, it's not here. Okay. The other thing I've managed to build. Is I've managed to build my first proper vehicle. And I'm not talking about the I'm not talking about the little factory cart. I'm talking about the tractor. There it is. In fact, right in front of me there. There we go. I'm also making reinforced iron plates. I've reconfigured this a little bit, so it's me making plates. Good, but my landing. Oh, was it a bit? Oh, right, okay. What happened to? Oh, blimey! What happened to the landing, Cuba? Because I know you're coming into Luton. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I've been making reinforced iron plates at about 10 per minute, which is always nice. Okay. Why is the fuse broken? Huh? Seriously, why is the fuse just tripped? Okay, that's odd, considering I've got coal power plants. That's really, really weird. Maximum temperature capacity not... What? I have no idea. Alright. You mean turbulence, Cuba? That can happen. I mean, the planes are actually designed to do that. Is it this side of the factory? Is it not plugged into that side or something? Okay, so the first issue that I seem to have is bits of the factory that are not plugged into the other bits. Okay. Yeah, it can happen. I mean, I've had a few rough landings, even in sort of flight sims, so it can happen, even with professional pilots. I've seen one. If you ever watch 7 Core Gear or channels like that, or Air Force Proud 95, yeah, you'll soon see that. Right, let's get some cable. Let's get some wire. Clearly, what's happened? Yeah, that's cool, Cuba. So Cuba's got a photograph of what he affectionately terms as the bean in this game. So that's awesome. So yeah, I'm going to be VO today. I don't know whether that makes any difference. Just voiceover. It's actually how my channel started. I used to do just voiceover, to be fair. Okay. Good stuff. Right, I think... Right, what's going on here? Okay, so the power is coming in from this direction. From the power plant. But I don't think it's hooked up to the rest of the grid. See, simple thing like that. Okay, so it's not hooked up. Right, okay, where are you? So if I do this, does that do the job? Yes, it does. Okay, power production 900 megawatts. Capacity is currently over a gigawatt, and that's mainly down to the fact that we've got these biomass burners going, but we won't have those going for much longer. Okay, let's see what I've got in my little truck, or the tractor. Hello, Farmer Giles. I like your new tractor. Oh, it's rather good, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look. See what we've got in the workbench. Oh, we got rotors and we got that kind of stuff. Yeah, brilliant. How many rotors do we need? Yeah, we're good for rotors. Okay, let's drive over there, shall we? Also, they've managed to fix the music, which is good. So, let's... this will be the last power stream. Yes, once we've got these built, then that'll be, as far as power is concerned, we're good. We're going to be good for a long time. The rest of it, whee! Evil Knievel here. The rest of it is basically building out the factory. In fact, I'm tempted to take a bit of a journey and go west, because if I'm going to show you the map in just a minute. Okay, this is the bit we've explored. So we're here. Now, I've put a little icon here for the new factory. I would love to build on this coastline. Here. And part of the reason I'd like to do that is because you've got loads of room to expand. And I've got a particular idea of how I'm going to build the factory. So I think that would be great. So in essence, you know, this is the starter factory over here. We're going to actually build the sort of main factory over here and have everything coming in by trucks and trains and all that kind of stuff. I'm quite excited about that. That should work. I just wish I could get this camera working. Damn it. Anyway. Right. We need to... So... Oil. Right. So when you get to oil, you can do a lot of things with it. Oil can actually make things like fuel. It can make plastics as well. You can make rubber with oil. So there's a lot. There's a lot to it. But I don't think we get to oil until, is it tier 5? I think it's tier 5. What we're looking at the moment is actually getting into steel production. Oh, by the way, have a look over there. Hello, Maxwell. In fact, let me just fly over there. Hello, boy. Come here. There you go. Doggo. Hello, Doggo. Have you found anything? In fact, I've called him Maxwell too. You found limestone. Clever, but I don't need limestone. Well, sort of. I've named him Maxwell too, because at the moment, I couldn't find the original Maxwell. But bless. There he is. Oh, did he escape the back room? Yeah. Did you lock him in? I can't remember now. I certainly didn't lock him in. I mean, for goodness sakes, my broadcast studio is the back room in the house, so I definitely haven't had a doggo in here. Right. Okay. Now. We are going for another 12 coal generators. And we're missing rotors, and the rotors are in the truck. You... Honestly, I'm such a dingbat sometimes. I really am. Right, let's go. Where did I put the truck? Oh, it's over on the side, isn't it? Yes, it's over on the side. It certainly is. So it's nice to test the alert, and so at least that's working properly. It's just a darn camera this week. They set at this stream. I don't know why. He's made a lair. Do you think he's planning to take over the world? Is he doing a Stewie, or was it Pinky and the Brain? If you remember back in the day. I'm showing my age now. Pinky and the Brain, Tiny Two Adventures. Yeah. There may be cartoons, but I don't know what it was. I think because it worked on an adult level as well as a child's level. But the humour was fantastic. Really was. Okay. Meanwhile, I've been watching some other channels. I haven't actually caught up on that. What was it, Lord Bung or Lord Lung? It was the way I wrote it on my notepad. I haven't caught up on that yet, Cuba, but I will at some point. Okay, so I want them in a line about here, I think. So let's get the next 6 in. There we go. Actually, when you stand up here, you get a real sense of, you know, the size of these buildings. That looks right. I think that looks correct. Okay. Yeah, there you are. And the last one. Me, Big Chief Sitting Bull. Not sure whether alignment is correct. There you go. That's perfect. Okay, we have... There we go. A biscuit factory and a thermonuclear bomb factory. Blimey. Is he playing war games? Another classic movie. 1980s that came out. Was it Matthew Broderick? I think it was. Okay. Right. Okay, let's get the... So in essence, it's the same design. I know, you don't have to look, you don't have to put up with my mug. That's quite nice. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Anyway, that'll do. So while I was off stream, while I was playing, I did a little bit of playthrough off stream, mainly to bring. Can you build sorts of rooms in this game? I don't know what you mean by that. Are you talking about like hotel rooms and things like that? You know, like Airbnb? I don't think so. But I did a little bit of playthrough offline, mainly to do with belts and pipes, because that bit, particularly when you're not doing this section, you know, like bringing the coal down and bringing the water through, can be. Oh, can you build walls and build it? Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. You know, I could build a factory with multi-level floors and all that kind of stuff. The main reason I'm doing it open plan, apart from the fact it's lovely and open, sprawling and everything else, is so if when you're looking at it from a beginner's perspective, you can go, so that's how you do the belts, and that's how you do this, and that's how you do that. Because the thing is, if you do it so that the belts are hidden under floors and everything like that, okay, it looks really neat and tidy. That's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And I could potentially do that, and maybe I'll do that later on. But right now, I think it's helpful to actually see all of the belt work, so you can go, so that's how you do this, and that's how you do that. Makes far more sense. At least to me, it does. Okay, so we've got the initial belts coming in. Now I've got to think about pipelines. Okay, so piping. What have I done before? Was it coming about halfway? Yeah, it's coming about halfway on me. Hello! You alright? You haven't found anything yet? Okay. Now then. Oh, that's gonna go. Yeah, careful, Maxwell. Oh, was that a sneeze? You haven't caught anything, have you? Certainly hope not. Goodness me. I've got enough wrong with me as it is. Anyway, right, I am going to put... Can you make a room for Maxwell? I could, but then it would trap him there, and I don't want to do that. You know, I don't want to do that. Why would I do that to the dog? Poor thing. Okay, so I'm going to put a foundation, pipeline support, just here. And then I'm going to run the pipe. Copper sheets. Right. Truck. Let's take a look at the truck. Yeah, absolutely. Give him a cap or something and let him run the coal power plant. Good to see you again, Rod. It's nice for you to join us again, and thanks for sticking around to the end of the Derail Valley stream. That was really tense getting that job in, I must admit, on the Tuesday. Oh my word! I'm not kidding you. There were points where my body, I almost felt paralysed. I could just feel the tension running through. It was incredible. Copper sheets, we don't have any. What the? Was that you? You're that strong? My word. All right. Sorry, Maxwell. I've got to go and get some copper sheets. I'll be back in a minute. Meantime, I've been looking at other channels similar to my size that are playing Satisfactory, and I found one. It's called D and We Gaming. He's a Canadian fella. So I've emailed him and I've asked whether we can do, Super Dog. I've emailed him to see if we can do some collaboration work because I think that would be cool. I think the handling's better on the tractor, but the suspension, it's still a bit sort of loose. Although I don't know if that could be considered to be a gameplay feature. Maybe. Depends upon your point of view, I suppose. Right. I'm just deciding what to buy in Deal Valley at the moment because I've got over 50,000 in the wallet. I mean, yes, I could go DH4, which is the hydraulic, which is the diesel hydraulic loco, which is really powerful. Yeah. Yeah, when I went the wrong way. It's like, oh, for goodness sake. Particularly when it was, what was it? Really foggy as we were coming into harbour and town, wasn't it? Is there a plan reveal for the next update? You mean, what? Which game are you talking about, QB? Are you talking about Satisfactory? Yeah, it was very foggy. All right, okay. Let's go back. Ooh, can you? Hang on. I'm going to do something silly. Can you do this? Will it work? Reverse. Nope, 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 nope. Right, okay, I don't think there's going to be an update for a while. I mean, update 8 is massive. Yay! You can! Look at that! Hey! You can do that. So if I got it set at the right angle, that'd be cool. Oh, it's a shame you can't see my reaction. Yeah, it needs one of those really cheesy horns, doesn't it? On this thing. Definitely does. Right, okay. Stop. Okay. Copper sheets, yeah, I got plenty. Okay. Yeah, it's just wandering around running the plant. You're doing a fantastic job, well done. Meanwhile, Rod, I've been catching up with Maxwell as well, because I know he's got a channel. I'm trying to sort of... it's okay. Reliving your youth as a boy racer. I was never a boy racer. I'll be honest. I was never a boy racer. You know, I was never one of those guys who had like a... What was it back in the day, like XR, Ford Escort, XR3s and things like that. I never had anything like that. I was fairly sensible. I mean, for goodness sakes. All right, okay. I mean, yeah, I'll admit I'm a bit of a car guy, and it's mainly down to my dad. Because my dad worked for... he worked for Austin Rover. In fact, when he first started, it was British Motor Corporation. That gives you an idea. He first started in the 60s. And he was just a T-boy. And then eventually he ended up actually working in the warehouse, which basically delivering steel and bar grinding and all that kind of stuff. So I certainly, that's how we got into cars more than anything. It was through my dad working at a car plant. But obviously I got very interested in what he was doing. So all of the Austins and Rovers and those sort of things. I mean, I remember my dad, he had like a Mini Clubman. And he had the ones with a little, had sort of like a wooden piece of trim along the door. It was a lovely little thing. And then they had a couple of Allegros and an Ambassador and all this kind of stuff. It was great. Yeah, that was my childhood. That's where I was raised. And then he got into larders. Larders. Seriously. Like Larder Reaver, which was great, basically like a Russian tank. You might as well drive a T-34. And, yeah, I just remember it. He got into larders, and then the last larder he drove was a Lada Samara, and that was around the time I was passing my test. The only thing is, it had like a Citroen 2CV. So that was the first car I drove properly on a provisional license. And then I kind of had I had sensible cars, and because of my dad had them through work, so I never really had that. Anyway, what am I doing? Organisation. Lookout tower. That's what I'm doing. Because I want to do the rest of the power. I want to do the rest of the... Oh, no. No. Definitely not. There's no street cred in a larder. No. In fact, that was around the time when Skoda jokes were going around. It was things like, you know, what you get, you know, where a guy goes into a car dealer and he says, "Can I have a windscreen wiper for a Skoda?" And the guy goes, "Sold." That is it from my perspective, or does that look decidedly wonky? Yeah, that looks decidedly wonky, Tbone. Well done. Well done. Right. Okay, let's fix that. Right, so we need a pipeline support about here. This is another reason why I prefer building from here. It's like, what do you call a larder that's been turned upside down? A skip. You know, it was those sort of jokes, you know, like larder and Skoda jokes. Although Skodas now, I mean, because it's part of VW Group, you know, they're very sensible cars. I've driven Skodas. I've driven an Octavia. I've never owned one, but yeah, it seemed like a sensible piece of kit. That's when I was car delivery driving many years ago. Right, that looks better. There you go, straight. See, I can build a straight piece of pipe. Okay, now then. Junction. Yep. One there. One there. One there. One there. Yeah, I might have to get in the ground with that one. Ah, there we go. Got it. Okay. So yeah, my car history was mainly Rovers. So I've driven. It was kind of 90s as well. So I've driven like Rover Metros and Rover 100s and 200s, 400s, 600s, 800s. I've driven them all. In fact, I used to run an 800 coupe as a classic. 75s. I've had one of those. I've had all that. But right now, Jag. I'm a Jag man. And you know what? I don't regret it. Definitely not. Okay. So, let's go... Oh, it has been done. Right, okay. So I just need to do this one then. But, where was the hottest temperature recorded? What, on Earth or on the Sun? Yes, you have asked this before, but I can't remember what the answer was now. But I would imagine it's got to be, if it's Earth, I would imagine it's going to be a desert somewhere like Death Valley or something along those lines. Hey, Bean. Hello, Bean. There's one of Kuba's beans. Although I can actually bounce on that bean. Whee! Doink. Whee! And damage myself in the process. Right. Okay. So, this is coming up this way. Yeah. So as you can see, there's a lot more piping that I've done. Oh, right. Yeah, in a borehole, but I don't know about on the Earth's surface. That's what I was thinking. Right. 1, 2. Okay. And then, because I've actually bought this, I'm going to get a smooth piece of piping. Pipeline, no indicator. Thank you. Oh yeah, Death Valley is stupidly hot. Same with the Sahara. Yeah, absolutely. Is it? I think it's Nevada. I think it's in Nevada, isn't it? But that gets stupidly hot. Okay, I am going to put another support just there, mainly for symmetry purposes. I think it's one of the things that devs need to do is sort out the collision detection and clipping. As fun as it is, boing, to do that. Oh. No, definitely no street credit. Yeah. So yeah, so I got into Jags. I drove an S-Type first. That was a nice car, actually. Nice car. I had it in racing green. I even put the little leaper on it, and it kind of reminded me of like an Inspector Morse Mark II. It reminded me of an Inspector Morse Mark II. It was cool. And but I wanted what I considered to be a proper Jag, so I got myself a 2008 XJ. I've got the diesel variant because it'll do. It's very economical and it's still pretty powerful. So that was the plan. Okay, so how are we doing? We're doing really nicely, actually. I mean, we're half an hour into the show. I've got the water ready to go. Right, the coal is the next bit. Now, the coal is actually coming down here. I rerouted it. So it's coming this way. Okay. So it's coming in this direction. So I need to, if I look correctly, I can see that one of the legs of this, of the pole is actually right there on the top of this beam. So that's where I need it. It's all well and good building from a ground perspective, but I think it's certainly a lot easier to do this. It's a darn sight easier. Right. Okay, that's good. And then what I need is I need Mark II going from here to here. There we go. Perfect. Good stuff. Look at this. There we are. That's splitting nicely. And that's ready to go down there now. Okay. Time to do my James Bond. And land. Okay, so this is where I want it to turn. I think that should do it. And then a little bit of this. Perfect. Meanwhile, I've been seeing that Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3 is out on Disney Plus. Although I wouldn't subscribe to Disney Plus, I would just rent it. But I would like to see it. I've seen the first two, loved them, absolutely loved them. So I think it'd be good to see the end of that trilogy. I think it's probably got to the point where I think that's probably the. Would I be right in thinking is that the last decent Marvel movie? Now, because I got all the way up to sort of the Infinity Wars, which I think most people did, and then when you got to the next phase, it's like, oh, can't be bothered, cannot be bothered, has to be said. Right, okay, let's just get this measured out. What else have I been thinking about? Oh, yeah. One of the things they talk about with channels is what's called an affiliate link. What's one of those, Tbone? Right. So affiliate links is where, for example, you'll get Air Force Proud 95, and he will be doing flight sim, and he'll be using a particular sort of flight stick and everything else. And there'll be a link in the description to buy it. At which point you could buy it for maybe like a 5% discount. And also he gets a little bit of a, you know, he'll get a little bit of a fee for everyone sold. So that's an affiliate link. I think for me, if I was going to go for it, you know what I'd ask? Yorkshire tea. Can you imagine that? Yorkshire tea is sponsored by, you know, Tboneisgaming, sponsored by Yorkshire tea. I think that'd be great as a sponsor or as an affiliate link. I think that'd be cool. Although I don't know if anyone remembers this, but there was a point. This was around the time when, you know, Brexit was really sort of hitting the news. Whereas, I mean, it's still now, but I think, you know, the whole sort of thing to do with Brexit has kind of died a death, to be fair. But yeah, there was a guy who actually said, "Oh, it's lovely to have a." Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be cool, Rod. Yeah, you could get your tea cheaper, and basically you could sponsor the channel that way. I think that'd be work out brilliantly. You know, I think that's a superb idea. It's another great idea from the person that brought you beer milkshakes. Another Red Dwarf quote. I think that'd be fantastic. But no, during the height of Brexit, there was a point where there was a chap that was going, "Oh, it's lovely to enjoy a nice cup of Yorkshire tea." And he genuinely thought that Yorkshire tea was made in Yorkshire. Yeah. And then got really annoyed when somebody said no. No, it isn't. But wasn't it a marketing person that said, "Oh no, it's made in underground caves near Stockport or something"? Who sends boardies? Right, more at the end of the video. Yeah, exactly. You know, I certainly wouldn't want to get. I mean, there are certain people that obviously they get sponsored by all sorts of things. You know, like It's Your Boy, Raid Shadow Legends. I have no interest in Raid Shadow Legends. Why would I want to play it? Seriously, I've played mobile games and quite frankly, I run the mobile games are an absolute cash cow. That's all they are. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I mean, I've played various war games. What was the last one I played? Age of Frostfall, right? I played Age of Frostfall. I was getting into it, and you get to a certain level, and you get to a point where you think, unless I spend like a squillion pounds, there's no way I'm going to keep up with everybody else. And you think, why am I doing this? Oh, head of coding. What for Raid? Seriously, he's head of coding for Raid. Wow, okay. I'm just trying to work out, does that game cost a lot of money? Because a lot of these mobile games do. That's the thing. And that's what I don't like about them. 2 PS5s. Nice. Okay, split that. Right, okay. Here's a quick one, fellas. So now that the camera's broken, do you prefer it with the camera or without the camera? Here's the question. You have to come back to me on that. Okay. I think that will do nicely. Is that all of them now being fed coal? I think it is. With. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, if I could try and get it working, I'll try and get it working. But at the moment, no, it's not having it. Camera's just sitting there going, "Oh, you're a camera. You know, be a camera. Just do it. Do something, will you?" Oh, hang on. That's a merger. You idiot. Yeah, it is. What have you put a merger there? You need a splitter. Alright, yeah, you do. There you go. Okay, split that into there. There we are. Okay, that's splitting nicely. Albeit, actually needs to be a Mark 1. I don't need anything faster than that. There we go. Incidentally, Rod, did you capture Kernels Reduced? I thought that was a fascinating conversation about the games industry. It really was, but I think he's getting a bit hacked off with a few things. Bless him. Right. I think he's getting hacked off with a few commenters, which, you know, I can kind of... What tea should I make? Okay, chat, what tea should Cuba make? I mean, if you could go Captain Picard and go, "Oh, great, tea, hot." You know, that would work. Okay, so, yeah, that's the manifold working as intended. Good. Which means that the first machine is taking all of the coal until it's full, and then the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. Right, power poles next. This is coming along way quicker. So, yeah, I thought so too. But also, because I know he's playing a game tycoon game. I can never remember the title of it because it's, what is it, Mad Games Tycoon 2 or something. But he's playing that game. But it was what it's done now, because he's explained that. It actually makes that playthrough a lot fuller and a lot richer. And I wish, in some ways, he would say something like that when he's playing, because it makes more sense. Now, when I look at the way how he's playing the game, it makes way more sense. So, yeah. Haven't seen Wolfgang today. In the meantime. I know he was streaming earlier. I did see that. I need to have a chat with him at some point. Missing cable. Oh, no. Right. Do I have any in the truck? Yeah, agreed. Because a lot of people are going, why are you playing it this way? I mean, for us, it's like, wow, I mean, you know, he's playing it like he normally plays it, which is, you know, it's going to be, and you know, he's just playing he's playing the game for fun, but also you know that it's going to be points where it's going to fail, and and you're going to have a good laugh. And to be fair, you know what? I've learned something from that. Definitely learned something from it. What I've learned from it is it's all well and good playing a game, sort of, you know, doing min-max and all that kind of stuff. I mean, look at this setup at the moment. What will happen to the factory cart? I've still got it. It's all well doing min-max and all that kind of stuff, but one of the things that one of the things you do miss out on. Look, you're playing a game for fun. You know, I mean, yeah, there are some people, absolute spreadsheet nerds, and you know, I can be like that. But I think what you miss out on sometimes when you're doing things like that. Oh, I want to produce reinforced iron plate at so many per minute, or turbo motors, or whatever. You miss out on the fun. Sometimes you just miss out on the fun of it. You really do. Okay, so that's on the grid now. Good. Right. Okay, so the coal's being fed into the generators. The next thing now, water. You know, I can actually see this being done by break time. At which point, I've got to come up with a new wheeze. Or I could finish the stream 2 hours early. I could break the streaming too, which means I could fix the camera. That's another option. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can do that with Transport Fever. I mean, I was thinking of maybe doing like a tutorial series when it comes to like min-max and all that kind of stuff for Transport Fever. But the thing is, to me, I think that ship has sailed. Very much so. Because I needed to get on that bandwagon when the deluxe edition was released. But that's been, what, a few months now? If I did it now, I don't know whether I get the views, to be fair. I may as well concentrate on Satisfactory, D-Rail Valley, and I might do a classic game. I mean, at the moment, as I've said before, I've got Day of the Tentacle sort of there, ready to edit, and I need to do some more I need to do some more gameplay on it. But part of me's thinking, really? Does it really fit with the channel? You know, considering what you're doing, does it really fit? Or is it something where it's like, and now for something completely different? Yeah, exactly. Transport Fever 3 would make a lot of sense. Oh, are they putting their hands and feet in concrete? So apparently, right, so they've stopped buying super glue now and they've gone concrete. Genius! Is this the Just Stop Oil lot? Ugh, please. Oh, good grief. You know what? I've had my fill of those guys. I really have. I know I shouldn't say this out loud in some ways, but every time I see a van driver or someone like that, just get involved and go, right, you move out of the way. I've got goods to deliver, and then just goes through the barricade, goes for the blockade. Great. Yeah, indeed a bean. Hey. Because yeah, it's all right to protest, but you're doing it at the cost of hindering everybody else's day. For goodness sakes, it's fine to protest. You know, do it at the side of the road. I mean, there was a counter-protest for them. What was it? And they were wearing orange T-shirts, and it was called, "Please just stop peeing people off." And they just surrounded them, and I thought, yes, get in there. Good for you. Okay, so I'm turning these water extractors on now, because I had to turn them off. Okay, so they're extracting. Can hear those starting up. Pipes are starting to fill. That's great. I did all of this off stream. A lot of it. I just completely configured this. Okay, so as you may notice, there's something missing. Yeah, of course there's something missing. But no, I can't stand those guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, they do. They lose their support. You know, they lose support. You know, I mean, for goodness sakes, what was it? The British Grand Prix last year? They decided it was a good idea for them to actually start, you know, run out on the track on the Hanger Straight. You know, one of the fastest bits of the circuit while Formula One cars are coming round. Are you insane? And we can't just stop oil overnight. Are you mad? And there's even been some of them, I think some of them have actually been caught, exposed, you know, having like, you know, expensive holidays in like Barbados and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, indeed the bean has. And you think, well, for goodness sakes, you're hypocrites, absolute hypocrites. And you think, why are you doing this? Are you just doing this to annoy everybody? You can't just turn off oil. In fact, if anything, you're better off. I mean, I'm not, you know, it's very rare I say political things on a gaming channel because, you know, because of the way our YouTube is. But the thing is, you can't just turn oil off. In fact, if anything, you need to secure your own energy supply. And it makes it cheaper by doing it because you're not importing it from other countries. You know, the greenest form of energy right now is nuclear. Yes, it takes about 7 years to build a power plant. But once you've done it, you've done it. And it's pennies. Absolute pennies. It really is. Okay, how many can this support? Sorry. That's, you know, rant over. But it really annoys me. Okay, that's going pumpity pumpity bump, which is great. Okay, so we're getting head lift. Okay, so that should be 18 online now. So that's the third bank done. Third bank of 6. All right. Let's head up on the ladder. But why would you cement yourself in concrete? Of all the things to do. Oh, good lord. So, what was it? I mean, they poured some 20-year-old midwit, you know, probably at university, decided it was a good idea to pour tomato soup over a Van Gogh, and you think, why? I mean, for goodness sakes, that guy's got talent. The sun could have... Yeah, true. But the thing is that the technology that we've got now to deal with nuclear power is way more advanced. I mean, the thing is it about 40% of France? 40% is on nuclear power. It's got to the point now where France actually exports power to the United Kingdom. And a lot of it comes from nuclear. But like a lot of governments, all they're interested in is getting voted. They're basically getting the vote in the next 5 years. That's all they're interested in. You know what? I'm tired of it. I am really, really tired of it. When it comes to politics, I'm sorry. I am absolutely fed up to the back teeth of it. None of the policy, you know, maybe it's because I'm in my late 40s, even though apparently I look 10 years younger. And to those people who've said that, thank you very much. I really like you. But the thing is that, none of the main parties basically have your interests at heart. They're all interested in just getting elected. I'm sorry. You know, they may talk a good game every 5 years, but no, they're in it for their own interests. Okay, there's the third bank. Pipes are coming online. Look at this. I'm seeing smoke from the chimneys. This is exciting. And this is one of the reasons why I just escape and do this. Because the real world, a lot of stuff in the real world sucks. Sorry to say it. It sucks. Cool, that was kind of prophetic. Okay, rant over. Now, you seriously didn't touch live wire from your power plant? Probably. But then there's no punishment for that. Can I... Is this the last bank? I think it is, you know. There it is. Missing reinforced iron plate. Okay. There should be some in the truck. Here we go. Ah, well-deserved sip of tea, I think. Huh. This is going rather well. A little bit too well, actually. I'm half expecting something to go wrong. All of a sudden. And I don't know why. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's 2 more to put in. Right. This is it. You know, this is my first major project in the game. I'm not convinced that's right. Okay, let's move the tower. Right, I wonder. Just give me a sec, chaps. All right, task manager. Video capture. Okay, I am going to end you. And what am I looking for now? So I'm trying to get my camera working. Okay, go on, camera. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. It's not going to sleep. Right, okay. Darn it. Oh, hang on. Hang on, has it woke up? Okay, it's turned blue at the base. Now, will it go to sleep? Yes. Okay, camera's gone to sleep. Good. Right, okay, that's a good thing. Right, NVIDIA broadcast. Next. Okay, camera. Come on, display something. No, I've just got a black image. No idea why. There's no lens cap on it or anything. Oh, right. Does that mean I have to send the camera back? Yeah, you might have to send the camera back. Oh, great. Fantastic. Okay. Tried. Failed. Right. Production. No power. Okay. Coal gen. I bet you any money if I restart the PC, it'll go, oh, right, yeah, you've got a web camera. No kidding. In fact, I made a... I feel like Macleod cursing like I feel like doing the Jeremy Clarkson School of Engineering and hit it with a hammer. I don't think that'll do it any good though. What else is happening? Oh yeah, had an email from the senior controller at VATSIM saying, right, I'm going to give you some theory questions to do. 30. You've got 30 questions. Pass mark is 90%. Right. So I've got to get 27 right. I had a look at them. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know half of this stuff. I probably passed it years ago. So yeah, like classifications of airspace and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I know how to control an aircraft. Dear. But yeah, technology is wonderful when it works, and it's awful when it doesn't. It's like, for example, I think I was watching that Mad Games Tycoon episode earlier today, and it's just got up to the Commodore Amiga, and I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I'm being nostalgic, but I have very fond memories of the Commodore Amiga. It just worked. It just did what it's supposed to do. Oh, it was a proper Ron-Sil computer. It did exactly what it's supposed to on the tin. Oh, it was wonderful. I think that might be a bit close. Yeah, I'm not convinced that's lined. That's aligned. Darn it. Oh, great. Hang on. So I'm a bit of a fuss spot when it comes to this kind of stuff. Well, to be fair, I mean, there was a real rivalry between the Atari ST and the Amiga back in the day. Because I remember it from... I remember it more from like late 80s, early 90s. And I'd have classmates, you know, when I was doing my GCSEs. That gives you an idea of how old I am. Having a right argument about, oh, the ST could do this and the, you know, this could do that. It's like, oh, here we go. I think that's there. I do think that's there. And that looks right. Yeah, there we go. I've judged it by eye. Although that one looks like... Yeah, it does. That still looks too close. What the heck? Have I built... I don't know what I've done. Anyway. Gosh darn it. As long as it works. I mean, the one piece of software I remember when I was going through sixth form when I was doing music technology was Notator. I think it was Notator on the SC, which did MIDI stuff. And it was all right, actually. It was a decent piece of programming. And but the one I do remember is I remember. I think there was an early version of. I think it was. I remember KCS, and then after KCS, I think there was an early version of Cubase that came out, as well as Logic. That was the other one. That definitely looks tighter. I suppose if you're going for something a bit more of a compact design, that works. I can always fix it off stream. It's not a problem. How to create a post on my community tab. Actually, that's fairly easy. If you're talking about YouTube, that's relatively easy. I've done that. Certainly polls and that kind of stuff. It depends what you're trying to create. If you're trying to do something fancy, don't ask me. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. Yes, the MIDI interface. I think you needed something. I think you needed a dongle for an Amiga. It worked. Worked brilliantly. Now, this is the last bank. Okay, this is where my maths has come in. So, the coal's coming down at 100 on each belt at 120 per minute. So that means you've got a total of 360 per minute. However, each coal generator uses 15 per minute. I've built them in banks of 6. So banks of 6 use 90 per minute. Okay, well, following me so far. Brilliant. So that means that there's going to be 30 from each of these on an overflow belt. So 30, 60, 90. Guess what? That's enough coal to power this lot. Ta-da! My goodness, Tbone. It's almost as if you've planned it. I know. It's good, isn't it? You see, sometimes my gameplay may look chaotic, but trust me, there's method to my madness. I don't know where that might be a bit close, but we'll give it a try. Because I'm looking at this. Trying to get a nice tight turn here. Yeah, exactly. No, you needed a dongle. But the one thing I do remember was I had some great fun with KCS and making MIDI stuff. No, that's not right. and it was just getting into the start of using samples as well. Before, I mean, these days it's completely different when it comes to music production. I mean, I use Ableton Live now. But yeah, I remember doing, you're going to love this, I did a dance mix of Flight of the Bumblebee. And I had samples in from like Lemmings and all this kind of stuff. Including, I think it was Test Drive 2. Test Drive 2 had a sample, and it had a sample from a movie, except it was slowed down going, "Game over, man, game over." Which is why I mentioned it in the comments on one of the videos I watched recently. Yeah, that'll do. But it was great fun. But yeah, I had fun memories of the Amiga. I did my, I did my university work on it. Never had a problem with it. PC, however, oh my goodness. I had a friend of mine, Jim. And he bought a PC. This is around the time when I think it was the Pentium 2 was out. And he got in touch with me the one day because he was studying up in Manchester, and he said they brought this PC off for another student, and he said, "I want to play games on it. Do you know how to do that?" I said, "Oh, I haven't got a clue, but it's not working on." He's talking about DirectX and everything else. I ain't got a clue. But I'll tell you something, I soon learned. By the time we got that PC working, we'd rebuilt the thing. Because we worked out, well, we need more memory. Okay, so we put more memory in, only to blow the motherboard. So then we got to get another motherboard, which means we had to completely rebuild the PC. Oh, man. But I'll tell you something, I learned so much about PCs during that time. And I think in many respects, that's something that I think by tinkering and by doing, you learn so much. I think it's something that, these days, a lot of people just go, "I want to buy a PC." And these days, generally speaking, PCs just work. But they couldn't tell you what the innards do. They couldn't tell you what what they need and how to do it. I mean, in my case, I build my own PCs. I've built them for years. Instead, they just go to a shop and go, "I'm going to buy one." No, I'd rather build it. Isn't that complicated? No, it isn't. It's basically Lego. That's what it is. It's Lego. Oh, is that the last one in the chain? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Which means I can actually... Nope. Don't want that. Don't want that. What I want is this. Okay, now I'm actually getting close to finishing this. I'm going to give you an option, chaps. I'm going to give you an option of splitting the stream into two parts. The reason I'm going to do it is partly because it will give a nice clean break when it comes to this project, but also it'll give me a chance to fix the camera. Or we can take a break like we normally do, and then we can keep going. I'm going to leave it up to you what you want me to do. At which point I could do much effing and jeffing at the camera. Okay, I think anything that's going to need so we can keep it as one continuous stream, or I can break it into two and then get the camera working. But also it means this section is done when it comes to coal generators, which means if anyone looks at it, it's like, oh, right, that's the bit to do with coal generators, and then I can actually break it into something else. So, certainly possible. Okay, there we go. Have a break when you finish this. Right, so to be... Okay, cool. As a continuous stream, or do you want it as parts? Is the question. Because I normally take a break about 9:30. Okay, this is looking good. Now then. Splitter, please. I'm glad they fixed the music. There was one point... Leave that to you. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Oh, I've lost my train of thought now. Darn it. Okay, this is coming along nicely. I think it's probably best to... I'm going to break it up. So I'm going to actually call this an episode, take a break, and then carry on. I think that's how I'm going to do it. Because then I can actually... Because technically this is episode 6 part 2. So at which point I can do episode 7. And then I can start that. That makes more sense. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so don't worry. I'm not going to leave you. Leave you hanging. Right, there we are. Because then it means people can go, oh, right, okay, so this is the bit to do with coal generators. Yes, this is the bit to do with coal generators. And this is how it finishes. Great, fantastic. Now we're going to do something else. Similarly, with Dero Valley, I'm in two minds with Dero Valley what to do next. Because I could get the diesel hydraulic, which is really powerful. At which point I could do some stupidly heavy hauls and that kind of stuff. Or, because I've got the money to get potentially like the DM3 and the SO60, like the little steam train. Which I think might be more fun. And then I can potentially build up to the DM3. I could also buy the S282 because I have the concurrent license. Lots of options. Decisions. I might put a poll up on my community tab and see what it comes up as. Okay, right. So how's the channel doing? I think it's doing okay. Before I started all this, I was on 183 subscribers. I did see 195 briefly. So we've gained subscribers. I've certainly gained views, obviously, because I've brought a channel from almost back from the dead from 6 years of being in the doldrums. But believe it or not, this channel is 9 years old. It'll be 10 years old in November. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying doing a live stream, certainly. Okay, so that's the coal brought in to all 6 now. Oh, it should be. Oh, hold on. What's this? Yeah, that's brought in. That's brought in. Perfect. So this is the overflow. So in essence, the way I've set it up is these are burning 90 per minute. These are burning 90 per minute. These are burning 90 per minute. From these belts, which are bringing in 120 per minute. So that means you've got 30 from there, 30 from there, 30 from there, which leaves 90. So then these are burning the remaining 90 per minute. Perfect. Job done. Okay, there's the coal. Right. Power poles. Yes, power poles. No. That's true. I mean, we did the Northwest Passage the other night. That was fun. That Northwest Passage was fun. Definitely. Going over that Northwest Passage and going over that climb where you have to go around the loop. Oh my word. That was hard work. In fact, when I saw the Colonel's episode and I thought, you're not going to go up there backwards in a DE2, are you? I genuinely thought he was going to do that. And here's me thinking, this is not going to end well. Oh, wonderful. But you're right, I haven't explored a lot of the map. DH4 would do that. And it means I could haul some really stupidly heavy stuff. Particularly if I went into like double headers and triple headers and that kind of stuff. Because I've got the multi-license. So yeah, I am really tempted. Let's put it this way. You'll know from the title of the next stream. If you see something like heavy hydraulic haul, I'm buying the DH4. Okay. There we go. That's the other thing I'll do. I've got to change thumbnail. Oh my word. Right. So believe it or not, this is a carry-on from a 4.5-hour live stream where I was doing all this kind of stuff, and I've spent 2 hours off stream. So this entire project's taken about 8 hours to do. Can we get a stream where we just mess around and explore the map? Maybe. I mean, I could certainly do Light Loco and take a look at that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can certainly explore the map at some point. The main thing for me, though, is getting the licenses and doing more interesting jobs, because later on you get things like hazardous materials, so you're able to do things like oil and fuel and all that kind of stuff, and there's chances of explosions and so on. Also, you can do military, so you can do things. You can get. Yeah, we can. We can do it at some point. Yeah, sure, we can explore the map. That's no problem. You know, one of the things I aim to do. In fact, when I look at the jobs, one of the things I try to do is I try to look at the jobs in such a way of, will this take me to another part of the map? And if the answer is yes, Satisfactory. Okay. It's such a huge map, Cooper. It is such a huge map. But, as I said, my plan is to go west after this. My plan is going west and building a massive factory. Lots of foundations, lots of work. That's the plan. At least that's what I'm thinking. Because I think that will work out rather well. But it is a huge map. Massive. And it's handcrafted as well. By the devs. And I think they've done a fantastic job on the map. Okay, so I normally bring it in this way. Okay, so we're now dealing with pipes. All right. Just there. Okay, this is coming online per nights. Lots of streams to midnight. You're telling me? Good lord, you know, I'm supposed to finish 11:30. But yeah, sometimes it does go on to midnight, and it's one of the reasons why I switched to Friday as well, because I know some people, if they're watching a stream on a Sunday, they're thinking, I've got work in the morning. Yeah, you have. You most likely have. I remember that. It's weird. You know, I've got to the point where I miss work. I miss actually going out and doing a job. Like a proper job. I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking, itchy feet, maybe I should actually apply for one. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, mental health. Hello? Do you want to be treated like an employee number rather than a person? I don't know what to do. I really don't. Okay. Now then, let's bring this pipe forward. I mean, at some point, speaking of Satisfactory, I would like, unlike a certain kernel, I would like to do damn it, fell off the edge. That was well timed. Just in the middle of a sentence. At some point, I would like to do a tutorial series, and I already have a title for it. I would like to do a tutorial series, but I would like to do it for absolute, people have gone, right, how on earth do you do this? Now, it's the reason why, in some ways, I'm doing the playthrough the way I'm doing it. So people could literally watch in real time, if they wanted to. But at the same time, a lot of people are not going to watch a 4-hour live stream to find out. They want, a lot of people will want, okay, how can I do this in, I don't know, 10 minutes, please? And that's what I'm looking at some point. But I want to get really well into the game before I do that.
Breaking news from Earth. Widespread chaos and mayhem. World President urges all citizens to do their part and harvest alien artifacts.
Okay, I think that's is that a Mercer sphere or a summer sloop? It sounds like one. No, there we are. No, I don't need you. Go away. Okay. Yeah, but I think that would be really good. How to put a Satisfactory, to the coal generator setup, all that kind of stuff. And I could either use clips from the, stream, or I could start a new playthrough just to show the basics. Because in essence, this project, and the thing about Satisfactory, and a lot of people tell you about this, a lot of it ends up as rinse and repeat. You want to build a big plant that does this, then you're going to need X amount of constructors, you're going to need X amount of smelters, you're going to need this, and you end up doing the same thing over and over again. And it's one of the reasons why blueprints comes in handy. In fact, that's one of the things that you can unlock in Tier 4, and trust me, that's one of the things I do want to unlock in Tier 4. So if you give people the basics, I think that's great. Just go, okay, here's how you set up some coal plants. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do this. Just give them the basics and then go, okay, now, down to you. I mean, it's all right with the kibits of this world going, look at this, I've made a mega plant that does, 1,000 gazillion of this part per minute. Great, fantastic, wonderful videos, and it's quite entertaining to watch. And he's a great presenter. He's very charismatic. But I still think there is definitely a niche there. Bean Man test, yes, you're there. Oh, is this another? Is this another? Is this another account? Oh my word. Hang on, is he? What is he? What are you doing, Cuba? Is he changed account? Oh my word! Has he become Bean Man? Probably, knowing him. It's Cuba 2, but it's now Bean Man. All right, okay, got you. I see. What's the intention? Dare I ask? You end up having a chat with yourself? Oh. Or is it just as a backup account? Okay, pipeline crosses. Oh, hold on. Hold on a cotton picking minute. Do you see what I see? That's a wonky point, Tbone. Yeah, that'll never do. No, it won't do either. I agree. What are you going to do to fix it? I'm going to do this. I hope it fixes it. Oh, the timeout. Ah, okay. I don't know what the timeout is. What, when it comes to not being active in chat? I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. Although YouTube will go, oh, another viewer. Okay. I think that's probably fixed it. Right, let's skid under. Or skidaddle. Okay. Okay. What works? Ooh. Kuba's. I think Kuba's trying out his mod powers now. Uh oh. Chat, behave, whatever you do. The rules. If you want to know what the rules are to do with chat, they are on the about section on my YouTube page. Just to make you aware. Okay, now then. There we go. And another one. 5, please. Oh, this would be good when this is all turned on. That's not the right. That's not right. No, it isn't right. This is why having a lookout tower is handy. Hang on. Come here, lookout tower. Okay, so the timeout works. Alright. Cuba, just let you know, you've got mod status at the moment, but I'll take it off you if you don't behave. You got to make sure that you're sticking to my rules. Oh, that gives me a sense of power. Not quite unlimited power, but you know. I won't do anything. Yeah, it's mainly if you see excess caps, excess emotes, anyone posting links. Can't do that. Nope. Don't care what it is. They need permission to post a link. That's the main thing, as well as keep the language family friendly. I don't care what we talk about, just keep it family friendly. YouTube's a bit funny about that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, I don't. Besides which, I quite like it like that anyway. Ah, fair enough. Right. Okay, here we go. Good. Good, Rod. No worries. I mean, wake up, Maggie. I've got something to tell you. Or is it something to show you? That's it. Are we playing the lyrics game, are we? At some point, I think I would do things like that. I'll probably have little quizzes in chat, you know, if we had enough people. At which point, it'd either be down to people in chat to guess or me to guess. I don't mind that. Cuba was quizzing me at a few points. I know that. That still looks wonky to me. Oh, for Pete's sakes, Tbone, what are you doing? Is that a wonky pipe? Yeah, it's a wonky pipe, Tbone. Oh, for God's sake. That's the mitochondria. Is that my starter for 10? Why do I know that one? Because you asked me. You've already asked me that one. I could ask very... That's a borehole. You told me earlier. I think it was Russia. Glass. Glass, normally glass and aluminium. Certainly, you know, greenhouses aren't made of green. I'll tell you that much. All right. Okay. Pipes are in. Right, so that pipes are there and there. Right, I've got the torch on. Actually, while I think about it, and this is to do with Derailed Valley, Chad, can you have a look at look two things up for me? First of all, how on earth do you place something precisely in Derailed Valley? And also, I want to know, where is the end of trailer lantern? That's what I want to know. The red one. That's what I want to know specifically. Now. Meanwhile, little quiz. I mean, I've been quizzed. Okay, little quiz for chat. Okay. Right. Who composed Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and how old were they when they did it? Let's see whether I can figure that one out. Proper musician's question. Test their music knowledge. Ah, no cheating. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Looking at my watch now. Looking it up on Google, Cuba. Which is one of the biggest... don't worry. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's lovely that you've got all this... Machine Factory. Thank you. Oh, you know what I mean. Any search engine. Stop it. Machine Factory. Thank you. That's useful to know. Well, I shall grab that then. All right, here we go. So I've turned the game sound out deliberately while I'm turning these things on. Okay. Classical composer, I'll give you that as a clue. And he was young. Very young. Right, so that should now be going pumpity 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 pump. Indeed it is. There we go. No, go away. Go away, chainsaw. It was a child. You're absolutely right. Okay, second clue. German composer spent yes, Rod, well done. It was Mozart. It was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and he was aged 3 years old. Now, I don't know about you, but I wasn't composing music at 3 years old. I was busy playing with my Fisher-Price garage when I was 3 years old. Well done. Yep. It really was Mozart. 3 years old. Hold on. What's going on here? Is it coming through? Let me just have a look at this piping. Yeah, it is. The flow rate's picking up. Okay. Fan dabby dozy. Okay, so flow rate's coming up. All we need to do now is sit back and wait. Can we get another question? Okay. Right. Name the last fully working steam locomotive that was produced in the that is produced for mainline service in the United Kingdom. There you go. Train questions. We've been talking about Derail Valley. Okay, we are waiting for this water to come in. This is a momentous moment. Are we going to have a Friday night quiz? Is this how it's going to go? Yep. I'll give you another clue. It was featured on Top Gear with Jeremy Clarkson on the footplate. T-Bone's fine. Yeah, but if you've watched Top Gear, you probably know the episode. So, James was in an XK120. Hammond was on a bike. I think it was a Black Shadow. And Clarkson was on the footplate of this locomotive. And they were racing to Edinburgh. Okay. It's a Nigel Grassley design. It's a Peppercorn A1. And the name of it is the same as a Royal Air Force aircraft. Yeah, go ahead. Is this in order to get the answer, or you're asking me for questions? Okay, this is starting to wake up. Oh, I'm getting Look, I'm getting smoke. Okay, this is starting to wake up. Okay, but the answer to the question is tornado. And it's a beautiful logo. In fact, they managed, I think it was also, there's a BBC program about it where they managed to crack 100 miles an hour in a peppercorn. Because they needed it to go be certified to go faster on the main line. I think it's so they've got a certification for 100, but it'll probably do about 80 or 90 miles an hour on rail tours, which is lovely to see. Why did the bomb on Hiroshima not cause as much damage as it could have? I wonder if it detonated before it hit the ground. At least that's what I think. Alright, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have practically done it. That was a serious first try. I thought if it hadn't if it detonated early, so in other words it had detonated in the air rather than on the ground. Either that, is it the first bomb on Hiroshima, at which point it didn't go off and they had to drop more than one? Or perhaps it was a different payload. I'm trying to think of see it right. Okay, let's have a look at this power pole. Production at the moment 1725. We have one power plant to come online, and we've done it. We have done it. We've got 1800 megawatts, 1.8 gigawatts. We've done it. Oh, fantastic. There we go. We are smoking away. I think it's just this one that's being a little bit yeah, a bit doddery, but it will get there. Now, what are you going to do with that power? Oh, well, that's a very good question. That is a very good question. And to answer that question, I'm going to end this part of the stream, and I'll be coming back very soon. But in the meantime, with the time approaching 20 past 9, I am going to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. We have 1.8 gigawatts of power. Fantastic. Brilliant. What are we going to do with all that power? Well, you're going to find out in the next part, but you don't have to wait too long. Time's now 20 past 9. I'm going to get the camera fixed, and then we're going to carry on. And I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do with that power. So, until then, take care, God bless, and enjoy your gaming. I will see you very shortly, but until then, this is Tbone logging off.